Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lost Mine Pokemon Trading Card Game YouTube channel. Oh my god, no way. We have the fourth deck profile for you guys. This one is going to be on Straight Dragapult, which does get quite a bit better, but that's just because it loses Halucha, so Duskpult just gets farmed by Psyduck. So Straight Pult pretty strong. Dusk Pult could come back, but right now I think we prefer the Straight Pult for the options it allows. We're gonna start off with the three Dragapult line. Pretty standard, especially in Straight Pult list when you just have so much space. You can make room for a bunch of consistency cards, and it's going to be very strong in matchups that are trying to two-shot you, so you can like retreat, attack with something else maybe. Very strong, very consistent. Would highly recommend. We have double Budu. I mean, you're Dragapult. Everyone knows Dragapult plays Budu. Incredible card. Double Monkey Dory. Very good with Straight Pult because you play Crispin. You play a bunch of Dark Energies. You're ready to use Monkey Dory. And Monkey Dory with Straight Pult is your extra damage card, especially now that we don't have Halucha. Very important to have these monkeys. We have the Latias and the Fez, and then we have the Clefairy, Meowth, Psyduck, Shaman. So we'll start from the beginning, and then we'll go with the rest of the Pokemon I mentioned. So we have the Latias and the Fez. Latias very good for getting into Budu in the early game, still preserving energies. The Fez, I mean everyone knows Fez, super strong. Psyduck, I think, is just for mirror. Like, there is a lot of Duskpult in the meta right now in City Leagues. So it is a good idea to maybe play one of these because that matchup is not perfect if you do not play the Psyduck. We're playing one Meowth just because you love having Boss in hand. You love having Boss in hand with this deck. You love having Iono in hand. You love being able to find Crispin. Oh, not Iono. Iono is not in this format. You love having Crispin. You love being able to go Meowth for Brock, for Latias, plus Budu if needed. But mostly grabbing Crispin, I would say. Crispin and Lilies are going to be some of your most grabbed cards here because by the time you want Boss's orders, you might be using this for Boss in like the second or third turn of the game. But if you don't have one in hand, if you have one in hand, you're just going to hold it. So I would say you're going to be grabbing Lilies and Crispin the most there. We play one Clefairy. This deck is so good in the mirror, dude. You go Psyduck, and then you Clefairy kill them. So if they are not playing the Clefairy Crispin build, you just are going to beat mirror a high percentage of the time. And then we play Shaman. Shaman is mainly for Starmie. They're just going to cook you if you don't play it. And you play Double Monkey, so your Shaman can stay safe if they don't have a great board. Or you can kill a Frostlass and a Monkey in one turn and bench Shaman in that turn. So it's mainly for the Starmie matchup, I would say. There is other applications like in Azork with our Manitan. But it's mainly there for the Starmie because that card is so strong right now. It's a very heavily played deck. It's pretty sick. So we're going to be wanting to tech for that. And there is a lot of application for Shaman elsewhere. For our supporter lineup, we just have so much space in this deck to put everything we could ever want in it. This is so sick. This is so cool. Triple Crispin in a Dragapult deck is so amazing. We're playing 4 Lily, 3 Brock, 3 Crispin, 3 Boss. You could even consider going up to 4 Boss, but I don't think that's necessary. And I don't think it's very strong either because you already play the Meowth. And it's not like Zoroark where you want to be attacking on turn 2. You want to be attacking by turn like 3 or 4 with this thing. So you're going to be very consistent. You're playing a bunch of supporters. You're playing a bunch of Ultra Balls to find the Meowth. So you're going to be able to draw literally whatever you need on the first turn of the game, and then you're going to be able to set up from there. Triple Crispin is very strong with Clefairy, very good with Monkey. You don't play Neo Upper anymore because that card rotated. So you do need ways of powering up Dragapult. So Triple Crispin's pretty strong, and Meowth is going to be able to help you find it. We have the 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Poffin, 4 Pokepad. It's so it's just great. It's a beautiful sight, man. It's beautiful. Like I don't know what else to say. You're playing infinite consistency. So sick. So sick. You're always gonna be able to put some cloaks in play. You're always gonna be able to set up your monkeys if needed. Your turn 1s are gonna be great. Your turn 2s are gonna be great. This deck is super consistent. And then we have the double Night Stretcher and the Unfair Stamp. So Dragapult is very good with Disruption. you're able to use Stamp, target the weakest link on their board with Dragapult, or the most important link on the board. And you're going to be able to draw it quite efficiently with the Cloaks and the Fez. You're going to draw it at some point in the game. So you're going to be able to find value from it. And with a 320 HP Pokemon that is targeting things on their bench, Stamp is quite detrimental because Dragapult creates very fragile board states. So that's why Iono plus Dusclops was insane, because like Dusclops, maybe your opponent could handle it. But like Iono plus Dusclops last format, dude, like a lot of the time it was just unstoppable because they would have nothing in their hand. Their hand would be stacked full of items from Budu. It's kind of the same logic here. You create a fragile board state with Budu into Dragapult swing, and then you go Stamp swing, and then you just hope they kind of crumble because of the lack of setup they were given in the early game. You play double Risky Ruins. This card's really cool. It produces your own Monkey Dory damage, and it's one of the only effects that have, when any player puts a Pokemon from their bench, from like anywhere onto their bench, it takes 2. Typically, it's only you place 2 damage counters on the basic non-dark Pokemon you're putting onto your bench if it came from your hand. But if I Poffin for double Dreepy, both of those Dreepies take 20. So that's a lot of monkey damage. In other matchups, that's great math fixing for Dragapult Phantom Dives. And then for our energy splits, we have 4, 3, 2. You need to have a lot of different types of energy in this deck. For Crispin, you could maybe cut down to triple Psychic, but I would stay away from it, especially in matchups where you want to be attacking with Clefairy and Dragapult. It could get pretty awkward at times. You need a lot of energy with a triple Crispin deck when we don't play Super Odd because it rotated. This is the Dragapult deck right now. I think this deck is quite strong. Your Clefairy is good into the Lucario matchup. You're good into Mirror. You're good into, like, you're pretty okay into Starmie. Your Zoroark matchup is definitely bad. Like, I'm not going to kid you guys, say this deck beats everything. The Zoroark matchup is definitely not good for Straight Pult, but I think it takes very good matchups across the board. Straight Pult, when it was last format and Gardevoir was legal, it wasn't that good because you just couldn't beat Gardevoir. You couldn't beat Gardevoir with the Straight Pult deck most of the time because you didn't have the Dusclops kill Kirlia. So you would just lose if they put down a Kirlia most of the time. And you wouldn't have good ways of wiping their board. You wouldn't have good ways of dealing with Gardevoir. But now that Gardevoir is gone, Straight Pult has a lot of use cases in the new meta. Gardevoir was the only thing really holding it back. So I think that it is quite strong, and the extra space that you have for Clefairies and Crispins and Risky Ruins is quite worth it in this format. You don't need Dusclops as much because there isn't that Gardevoir threat. So this is what the Dragapult list I would be playing right now. I would also consider Dusclops because I do think that's quite strong, but you can test both out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. If you want to give us a like, comment, and subscribe, that would be amazing. If you want to follow Landon on Metafy, you can. You can get his coaching. You can follow myself and Landon on Twitter at KaitlerTCG and Lucas Oldale. You can follow both of us on Twitch at KaitlerTCG or Landon Kaitler, I forget, and Lucas Oldale. But neither of us really stream. He wants to get back into streaming. I might try and get back into streaming. It really depends. I could stream on a random night and not stream for 3 months after. So if you want to give me a follow, that'd be great. If you don't want to, that's also completely fine. I appreciate that you're here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys back on the channel later.